Hi everyone, I'm Ray and welcome to my kitchen. And today we are going to make a delicious veggie pizza. But we're gonna press the easy button on the crust and we're gonna make a boxed dough. And this is a different kind of boxed dough in that this is an almond flour pizza dough. So the first ingredient, of course, is going to be almond flour, but it also has arrowroot and flax meal and cauliflower, baking soda, some organic oregano and garlic, and some cream of tartar. And then I'm actually adding a little bit more oregano, another teaspoon, which isn't in the mix. But I like the oregano in it. So we're going to use this box dough and we're gonna make a couple of crusts, one of which I'm going to end up freezing, and then we'll dress the other one up and make a yummy pizza out of it. So let's dive into this. It's pretty simple. So this is what comes in the box. And so we're going to dump that into our bowl here. And then the recipe calls for us to add 2 tablespoons of oil and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So here goes the apple cider vinegar. I've already pre-measured it out. And for the oil, I'm using an avocado oil. So there goes 2 tablespoons of that. Now, if you follow me, you know I am not a huge fan of adding oil to any of my dishes. And in fact, most of the time, I will use a vegetable broth substitute in lieu of any kind of oil. I am following the box instructions and we are adding oil, but I am adding chosen avocado oil. And I am choosing avocado oil because I don't love to cook olive oil. Most of the time when I use olive oil, I use it in dishes that are cold, salad dressings, things like that. So I'm using the avocado oil because it's a high temperature oil. And although this only needs to be baked at 350 degrees, once we get the toppings on this, it's gonna go back in the oven at a higher temperature. So I wanna make sure I'm using a high temperature oil. Now, what you need to know about this oil is you've probably heard a lot of bad press about seed oils. And if you haven't and you're interested, I've got a blog article, so I'll put that in the show notes so you can go read about it. But seed oils are not so great because in our American processing, there are a lot of chemicals that are used to extract the oil from the seeds. And one of them, which is the worst of all, is called hexene. And you can read about it in my article. I mean, let's just put it this way. It is an industrial solvent. It is used in furniture manufacturing. And the FDA says it's safe. I don't want to put that in my body. So I choose oils that are either cold pressed or expeller pressed, which means that the oil is actually pressed out of the seed as opposed to extracted from the seed via chemical method. So this is an expeller pressed avocado oil. And so that really is the only reason why I would choose that oil. Okay, so anyway, back to this. So it requires that we whisk the oil and the cider vinegar together, which we've done right there, and then add that to the mix. And then I'm gonna just give it a quick stir and then we're going to add some water. So, and it's calling for 1/3 plus 2 tablespoons of water. And I found that using warm water actually works a little bit better. So I use warm water instead of cold water. And we're just going to mix this up until we get a nice dough. And once we have a dough that's relatively formed, then we'll be able to make our pizza crust. Okay, we've got a nice forming dough here, and I've just pulled it out of the bowl here, and I'm making 2 little balls out of it. And then we're just gonna press down these little balls. Now, let me tell you that the instructions will tell you to use oil on your hands to keep this from sticking. And it does stick to your hands, but if you add a little bit of water to your hands, it's like magic and the dough doesn't stick. So I'm just gonna press these down and we're just gonna make 2 kind of small pizzas here. And they're gonna be, you know, individual size pizzas. Like I said, one of them we're going to finish and make a full pizza out of, so we can have that for lunch. And then the other one, once it's baked, we're going to just put it in the freezer and we'll save it for a later date. Now, I'm going to tell you that I like to use parchment paper whenever I am baking in lieu of oil, because parchment paper keeps things from sticking. And we want to keep things from sticking here. Let's get this one pressed down. Now you could keep it also as one big pizza if you want. I mean, you know, I'm just doing individuals because I'm just one person. And so I don't need like a big, huge pizza. But if you've got a family, you know, you could keep these two together and make one, you know, one pizza crust. The other thing too is you don't have to make them round. You could also make them square. You can, the beauty of making your own pizza is you can shape it however you want. And if your hands start to stick, just add a little bit more water to your hands. I have learned the hard way that trying to use a roller on this dough, it doesn't work out so well. So I find it's better just to press it. And then remember I mentioned that extra teaspoon of oregano. So instead of mixing it into the dough, I'm just gonna sprinkle it atop, and then we're gonna pop these in the oven at 350 degrees. These are ready to go into the oven. So as soon as they're done, we'll be back and we'll do the toppings. Welcome back. So I ended up cooking these little doughs for about 20 minutes. The box says 15 minutes. I find I like the way they turn out better at 20 minutes. So that's what I've done. I have also cranked up the oven so it's a little bit higher temperature for when we put the rest of this back into the oven. Now, I'm not putting cheese on this pizza. They do make a mozzarella cheese. It's a company called Miyoko, and it's made from cashews. It's good. I mean, if you want that on your pizza. I find like it doesn't taste like anything to me, so I don't see a reason to really add it. It does help hold toppings in place. What I wanted to mention is I make my own pizza sauce, and this looks like a lot. Clearly, I'm not going to use all of this. And the beauty of this is you can freeze it. So what I did was I used 1 can of organic tomato sauce, and then I used 1 jar of tomato paste, and I mixed them together. And then I added oregano, rosemary, and basil, and then my Sofredo seasonings, which I absolutely love. The Sofredo seasonings gives it just a little bit of a bite because there's some red pepper in it, so it's delicious. And the brand I like, if you follow me, you know this already, I buy it at Trader Joe's. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of this tomato concoction, and I'm just gonna spread it around, and literally like two spoonfuls, that's all it's gonna take. It doesn't need a lot. It's just enough really to sort of hold these toppings that we're going to put on top on it. Okay, and so we'll set that aside. Now you can put whatever toppings you like, and if you're making individual pizzas, even if you do have a family, it's kind of nice because people can pick and choose what they want to put on it. You know, me, I eat mostly plants, and so what's going on my pizza is going to be mostly plants. And I'm just putting things that I happen to have on hand that I love. And so I'm putting a red onion, which I love, and so that will go on first. And then we're going to add some mushrooms, which I had in the freezer, so they're frozen. And they're gonna be just fine. And they're gonna go next. And then I've got some zucchini that I cut up, and I just quartered half of a zucchini here. And so we're going to add that on. It will just sprinkle it around in a single layer on top of the onion mushroom combination that we've got going here. So we'll get that added. And then next I've got some red pepper. And again, this was just red pepper that I had left over frozen. I didn't use the whole red pepper on a recipe that I just finished, so I saved some, and now I've got it for this beautiful pizza topping. And then I've got some fresh tomatoes that I'm going to add on top of that, and this is literally 4 sliced cherry tomatoes. And I've got both the yellow tomato and the red tomato. And you know me, I like a lot of color in my dishes. And then I had some fresh parsley. So we're just gonna put a little fresh parsley on top. Again, kind of a garnish, make it look pretty, add some color. And now this beautiful pizza is ready to go back into the oven. So as soon as it comes out, we'll show you how it turned out and we'll take a taste. Don't go away. Hi everyone, welcome back. So we took our little pizza out of the oven, and the crust is nice and solid, which I love. And look how beautiful that is. Oh, I can't wait to taste it. While we're waiting for it to cool though, I just want to show you a couple of things. So we mentioned that cashew cheese. So I just wanted to show the brand to you in case you're interested in getting this cheese. You can tell I've opened it and I used a little bit, but I haven't used all of it. It's just, like I said, I don't find a lot of flavor in it. And I'm happy with my pizza like this. But if you are one of those kinds of people that you really need cheese, but you don't want dairy, this is actually, you know, it's a decent substitute. So there's that. The other thing I want to show you is I want to make sure you catch the brand on this pizza dough. It's Simple Mills. Now these guys make all kinds of things. They make crackers and cookies and all kinds of things without processed flours. So I just wanted you to be aware of the brand on that. And then finally, I went ahead and I put the other pizza crust that we cooked in a Ziploc bag, and you can tell I've labeled it. I've labeled everything I put in my freezer because I have learned the hard way. You think you're gonna remember what you put in what bag or what container, and you go to look at it and you're like, what is that again, you know? So I label everything no matter what. If you make like a marinara sauce and then you make a chili and you put those in containers and put them in the freezer, when you go to pull them out, they look pretty much the same, and when they're frozen, you can't really smell them. So I think labeling is important. And I just use little sticky notes on mine, but you know, when I have a baggie, when I'm putting it in a baggie and you can write on the baggie, that makes it a lot easier. I am ready to dive into this pizza. I've cut it kind of a little towards the middle because on the edges there wasn't a lot of toppings, and I wanted to get a good taste of this. So, you know, I like to cut it with a fork and knife, and sometimes I eat it that way too. But this crust turned out pretty sturdy, and so you could actually eat it like pizza if you wanted to. And I think I'm going to give this a try. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that turned out really good. I get a little bite of onion, a little bite of zucchini, some red pepper, and I got some mushrooms. And I just realized I forgot to put olives. I really like olives on pizza, but that would be a really good topping too. But this tastes really good. So my main reason for coming on camera today was really just to introduce you to this easy to make dough and show you how quickly you can put a little pizza together for yourself. Once the dough had cooked the first round, when I put it back in the oven, I cranked the oven up to 370 and I cooked it for 10 minutes. And so that's it. So the vegetables aren't mushy at all. They're cooked, they're hot, but they've got a little bit of crunch to them, and that's the way I like to eat my vegetables. So hopefully you'll give this a try and see if it works out for you. You know, I hadn't been eating any kind of dough or bread or anything because of all the gluten in it. And so this is a really nice alternative with the almond flour. So I hope you'll give it a try. Bon appetit.